Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're doing more of the Posthomerica stuff. We're working on the book cover now, which is exciting. We've made a second pass at the book cover's layout, and I did a couple of small little changes off stream for the layout as well. And now we're going to kind of like go in and use that blueprint that we've created to then make the final art for the book cover, which is really, really exciting. So let's first duplicate this. We're just going to call this version 5. Now, what I think will be best to do is we're going to take this whole thing I guess we're going to paste a merged layer. Then we're going to just delete everything. We want to add the pieces back in one by one. Good, so that's what we got. Now we're going to make just like a white layer or something. Okay, that's what we're working with. So, a few things I probably shouldn't have deleted. The text is going to be the same. Yeah, so I guess let's go back real quick and grab that text. Does it let me go back? Here we go. We'll just take these two aspects, delete everything else. Yeah, we don't need any of the other stuff. Man, the iPad is like really going slowly. So first let's delete this mask. Then we're going to delete all this. Okay, so it doesn't look like much, but that saved us some time. Now we're going to go through and just add back in each piece, but with the final editable art rather than the quick hack together stuff we made before. So here, unfortunately, we don't have the characters separated, but we do have all the characters as one piece, which is still pretty nice. What else we got here? What is this? Oh, right, that's the two different layers, colors. So this will probably just take the whole thing, I guess. Or, no, we're going to take roughly what we need. So, like this. Oh, wait. No, we can't do that. We want to take the group, because that'll keep all of the layer styles. It won't merge anything. So we're going to copy the group, put it in. It's going to make this file pretty big, but hey, it's our book cover. It's quite all right. So now we want to size this so that it fits. And you'll see that it's only the yellow aspect, so it looks like kind of a cool look. All of these without their line art look really cool. If I was making like an alternate picture, like a comic book variant cover or something, one of them would probably look like this, because I really like this look. So we're just going to try and match this as close as we can. It doesn't really matter that it's exact, because it's not like it needs to be exact. All right, we're not matching Neoptolemus because he is different. Now, why is this? Okay. Interestingly, I seem to have taken only the bottom line of this, or did it look like that in the original? Hold on. This is pretty much matched. Good. You'll notice that Neoptolemus is not matched because I moved him. Okay, so let's go back into here. Now in this artwork, do we have a bottom? No, so I guess originally I had this pattern on the top and the bottom, but instead I made it just a line on the bottom. Greek art typically did not have the same pattern on the top and bottom, which I found out partway through the process. For some reason, when I started, I was like just assuming that they would always be the same on the top and bottom. Now the easiest way to do this would be to turn on the background layer. Man, this is going slow. Hold on, let's close Photoshop for a second. Let's see if we can restart Photoshop. And let's just like open some other app store, I guess. So it like clears the cache. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so Neoptolemus, we want to take... First of all, we want to remove the extraneous characters from this. The best way to do that would be what? I don't want to have to keep moving the picture. If I duplicate this, I guess we'll move the picture anyway. And we're just taking Aeneas out of this. Okay, so this we're going to actually use for something else, so we might as well copy it now. How do we do that with the layer style still on it? Don't know. Well, I guess we can just worry about the layer style second. First, we take this. We paste that outside of this. Then we take the same section. I think this will work. And we paste it. And hopefully this works. Yeah, it looks like did what we wanted. Now, what is this mask on here? It's changing the top part a little bit. Ah, it's the cracks. Okay. But otherwise we're good on that front. Okay. So this we're going to use for later. We'll just put this away. Oops. Now we are going to take, we don't need this pattern for anything else, so we're going to delete it. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Now this creates a void in the art, so we're gonna have to recreate what this would have been. I don't think that should be too hard. All the texture stuff should still come with it. Right, the other layer's on top of this, so we don't need to worry about the complexities of that. So now we have a foot-shaped hole. And all we gotta do is make this all right, looks good from far. So what is this pattern? It's like that type of thing. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so this is all cleaned up. Now we're going to put this back where it goes. I don't know why I was so hesitant to do that, like as if it's so hard to put the thing back where it used to be. Okay, we'll just keep that as a backup. That one. Now this is a bit of a delicate operation because there's two pieces to this. Achilles or Neoptolemus's shield and sword are different than his body. Let's just add this. It's not even going to be visible anyway, but whatever. Good. Now, essentially what we want to do is move Neoptolemus forward. Yeah, the method for doing this, I'm kind of stumped by. I guess the best way to do it would be to first separate the elements from each other. So let me get rid of this. We're just going to do a big clumsy movement. Take him, copy him, and paste him. We're not going to remove anything yet. Okay, so luckily it seemed to have pasted in place, which it doesn't usually do. Or not. What happened? The reason it didn't work is because, okay, hold on. It pasted him as an adjustment layer. Yeah, so he's not exactly on top. So now he's exactly where he was. And what we want to do first, we're going to delete everything that isn't on his layer, or isn't supposed to be there. It's connected to him. It looks like he has a really small foot here, but in reality his foot outline, when you see it with the black, it doesn't look weird, because it looks like his foot is, you know, in under the ground plane, like there's a little ledge in front of him or something. Alright, I don't know why there's that dust layer on here. Is that this? No. What is that? I don't know. Oh, that's this. Whatever that is. Why? What is that? We're going to turn that off. So we have Neoptolemus. Now we want to get his shield. And in order to... shield and sword. And in order to do that, we're going to copy. We'll just do this. Oops. All right, let's turn him off. Now we just have the sword and the shield. This line art ended up being really clean. I'm very happy with it. And we'll probably remake the background texture because we're going to have to extend it either way. It's probably easier to just have it all be one texture rather than trying to like match what we had in the other picture. So that's the shield isolated. Now we want to do the opposite, where we essentially remove the shield and sword from this layer. We're going to just recreate this texture. I don't know what's the real color, but it'll be close enough. Yeah, it seems good. Okay, and because we have an adjustment layer with all the textures on top of this, whenever we draw, it still has the texture on it. So we don't have to like re-add that stuff, which is great. Okay, so now, I don't think there's anything from him that intersects with, okay, it's just his foot. It looks like this is not equal either, so let's fix that. Kind of slopes in more and then turns into almost pretty much a vertical line. It's also not really equidistant. I guess that's just a factor of the actual architecture of the thing that I made. But it's not equidistant from the pillars. to fix it on this layer. I don't know why this feels like the eraser like cuts into it too much. It looks digital. I'm probably overanalyzing it. Okay, good. Now all that stuff is done. Oh wait, no, we didn't do the, hold on. We didn't fix the part where his foot touches. Yep, that's pretty much correct. Right, so now we gotta get this in here. Good. Okay, now we just want to take out Neoptolemus from this layer. So we're going to just do the broad strokes. And then delete the little parts. This stuff looks sloppy, but it's all covered by the other layer, so it doesn't matter. Okay, good. So now if we look at this, we have just Priam and the statue, or the structure that he's on. Now, we can... okay, so here would be an interesting thing, is if we take this, actually wait, if we took this whole thing, duplicate, put it on this, oh wait, no, this would not be that, but this would be turned on. This now has all the texturing that it originally had. And we know that it matches exact because it's a duplicate. That's a better idea than what I was about to do. Okay. Yep, so this texturing also matches. You can see that now the separator line is gone for his shield. That's on purpose. Now what we want to do, we have these layers isolated for Neoptolemus' shield and for Neoptolemus's body. We're going to put them all in a thing. And now we can turn this back on and match the placement that we had for him. Basically, he looks a little more aggressive, and it kind of helps the composition of a book cover if the characters are a little bit closer together. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of this. Okay, we do just want to move him down a little bit because it looks like on my mock-up he was above the ground. Priam's foot is still going to be covered, so we don't have to draw his foot. And this means I don't want to move the whole picture any farther to the left, because the crumbling wall is like a cool element that I'd like to keep in. Actually move it farther to the right if possible. But we might end up moving the house to the left. And in order to do that, we'll have to do some fancy footwork. First order of business is to fix up the architecture. So how do we do that? We will make all this stuff in a group, and we will make that group translucent. And then I guess we could just do this with a mask rather than erasing. That should be all we need. So now we're going to do this and this. We basically cut out his foot. Get rid of this. Cut out the other foot. What's funny is we didn't have to reconstruct this part because we ended up deleting it again, but sometimes that's how it goes. I don't know what's happening here. But see, that's why we don't erase it. We use a mask so we can paint it back in. Okay, so what we have now is a lot of great stuff, but the last thing we want is basically to take this piece of the crumbling wall we're going to match it to where it is here. Right, so we need to, how do I do this? We can't do what we just did because if you copy paste it, it doesn't bring the mask with it. So we have to duplicate the whole thing. And I guess duplicate this too. And then we would basically just delete everything from this. Okay, we're doing well. Now, we're going to just take this away from here. And we're going to move the picture. The top border will not match exactly. All right, we have to move both aspects. And neoptolemus. There should be a point where this then matches back in on itself. Probably right around here. Wait, this didn't work at all. What happened? Oh, there's like a mask. Affecting what? This whole thing. Interesting. Okay, there's a few things we have to do first. First, we put down a square layer to guide where we're going to go with this. Now we can measure where we're moving these pieces. Next, what is this mask? I don't know why there's a cutout piece. We'll deal with that in a second. Two, three, four. No, wait, not these two. 3, 4, and 5 is the hypothalamus. Now we should be able to move this. That's so weird. What is this mask? It's not this. Oh, there's a mask here? Okay, so let's turn this off. What is this? Why did I have that? Oh, right. That is the mask of where? Yeah, okay. Because we chose to do that with as a mask. Okay, we can still do it though. If we did, this is where it gets a little bit complicated with like all the craziness. Basically, if we put this in a group and put it outside of this, we could move this whole thing as a group. It actually makes it simpler to select them too. Okay, now we do this for the third time. They tell me that's the charm. Let's see if that holds true. Do we like that? That's pretty compressed. I like the idea of it. Let's move this over a little bit. We can get rid of this black layer. Awesome. Now all we have to do, everything's in its place, characters are relocated. All we have to do now is fix the border. It should be as simple as first removing the original one's border, which should have been already removed. It does seem to match up though. does that look like that? I think this might be a little tiny bit off kilter here. Something like that. This doesn't like match for some reason. It might be like that in the original piece. And this is a bit of a flub, but it doesn't matter because it looks like it's cracked. Okay. Good. Okay. That's great. Everything is looking good. Now let's turn the background on for a second, see if it looks correct. Yeah. Now where is this distress layer? It's not burned in, is it? Oh, it's here. Yeah, so we're gonna take this. Oh, you know what? That layer is gonna need to get redone, actually. We're just gonna delete that. Because when we move the characters, it's no longer aligned to where we wanted it to be anyway. Good. Now we can turn this off, turn this on. Now this is the exact size of this. Why is there a thing on here? I am going to grab the full-size version. Okay. And this one texture will make up all four sides of the picture. paste this? Oh, I am pasting it, but it's turning itself off. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's turn off Neoptolemus. And we're just gonna do what we did with the other stuff. We're just gonna remove the parts we don't want. Okay. This we can just lose. Okay. The reason we did all that is because I wanted to make this border a tiny bit bigger. Do we like that? Yeah, I like this moved out from the edge a little bit, because that would then be the black outline once the black is added in. Okay, so we'll take this, we're gonna flip it, put it, match where it is. And unfortunately it doesn't match 100%, so let's get to work here. Yeah, that works. You can't really tell that we essentially just cheated it a little bit and stretched the distance for some of these between the squares, but it's not really detectable. The thing I'm more concerned about is it looks kind of blurry. Well, with the weathering, it won't be bad. Okay, we're going to duplicate this and flip it. Okay, so it's not exactly equal. Okay. Wait, that's my mistake. What does our old version look like? Let me check my Photoshop document. Yeah, so I made a bit of a mistake here. Let's see how many undos we can do. That's how many. Okay, that's fine, actually. First of all, it's easier if we just do this. Second, what we want is not for this full border to be in, but just this, I think. Yeah. And then it'll be easier to duplicate properly if we kind of package this with another layer. So let's just put a little junk layer here. chose to make that a different color. And then if we duplicate this, it will perfectly snap to the edge at the distance we want. Wow, is that an exact match? Pretty much, yeah. Great. See, sometimes it seems like it's going to be a lot of work to redo something like that, and then it turns out that luck strikes. We'll delete this. We don't need that anymore. We're going to keep that, actually, for reasons I will make clear later. What happened? Good. Now we duplicate this, flip it, bring it over to the side, and it should perfectly fit because our junk layers match the edge. So you can see it snapped exactly where we want it, rather than having to like eyeball it. Oops. Perfect. Now I'm just going to take a junk layer. Where is it? Okay, take a junk layer, and we're going to put it in the middle. Turn it off. Now, when we duplicate this and rotate it, the only thing that matters is which side. I think it's the other side, so. Oh yeah, -90 would be right. The thing that matters is which side the junk layer is on. So let's check which side. Yep, that's correct. And as you can see, it is now snapping correctly to here as well. Yeah, that fits 100% exactly how we want it. Perfect. All right. We can just use a mask for this. Well, before we mask it, let's duplicate it and do the bottom. It would be nice if we could take it straight down, but it doesn't really like it when you try to do that. Okay, now we're going to mask each of these layers. The reason we didn't mask it before is because then we would have to perfectly match what we did on the bottom, and it's very hard to do that. So instead, it's easier to just do the mask again. Get rid of this. All right. Very good. Okay, so we have that, and we have the characters. We can mask this as well. And I don't like how it's kind of too digitally perfect. It doesn't really matter because when we weather it, it's not going to look like that. It's looking good. All right, now all we need is, there was a texture from what? It was from chapter 1, I think. Yep. It was in here. Alright, we can clean some of this up. Take this out. Take this. Good. Now turn off that. Turn on, oh, it's already on. Okay. This is just text. Now we can put this in. And we want to just clean up the stuff we don't want. Achilles' feet, we're going to take out. That's not even going to show up, but I'll just delete it. So there's some gunk here that's causing the bounding box to get screwed. I can't tell where else it is. That's all right. All right, that's pretty much that. Now we're gonna make another one. The best way to do this would be the same thing with a junk layer. This is something that wouldn't be a problem in like Photoshop on the PC, but this is like a workaround we have to do in order for it to work right on the iPad. And whatever works, right? We're not going to delete this whole thing yet because I'm not 100% sure what is going to happen here. I think it'll probably be something like this. Except it needs to be smaller. And the ink needs to be turned up. Yeah, we can't forget that the lines are all going to be thinner because we're scaling down our pictures for this one. I'm kind of just eyeballing all the spacing. Okay. Now, we would just need that top part. Good, we're getting there, ladies and gents. So that's going to do it for this one. Yeah, let's call it here. Thank you for joining. The channel's called The Voice of Nick. If you want to see more of the project we're working on, it's on the front page of our Twitch channel. And I'll see you next time.